communication occurs between two neurons? How communication occurs between two neurons? Action potential must reach the axon terminal. This action potential causes the vesicle that contain neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter are stored in the vesicle of the axon terminal or nerve ending. This action potential causes the vesicle that contain neurotransmitter to move toward the presynaptic membrane. Then the vesicle that contains neurotransmitter fuse with the presynaptic neuron. After that, so يكمجرد move, then fuse, then release of the neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. Release of the neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. So because of movement and fuse, so literature where what will happen here? Release of neurotransmitter. Release neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. Third step, neurotransmitter quickly diffuse throughout the synaptic cleft. Quickly diffuse. This is the keyword for the quickly diffusion of the neurotransmitter throughout the synaptic cleft. After that, postsynaptic cell contain ion channel. On the ion channel is a specific receptor protein. This is called receptor protein. Receptor protein for neurotransmitter exists on the ion channel of the postsynaptic cell. Neurotransmitter bind to this receptor protein. Neurotransmitter, after quickly diffuse it into the synaptic cleft, this neurotransmitter bind to the receptor protein. This black color is called receptor what? Receptor protein. This receptor protein bind with the neurotransmitter that exists in the synaptic cleft. This one called ion channel. So above the ion channel is receptor protein. This receptor protein fused with the neurotransmitter. Binding between the neurotransmitter with the receptor protein causes the opening of the ion channel. So binding between neurotransmitter, this is abbreviation for the neurotransmitter, with receptor protein for saving our time. Neurotransmitter with the receptor protein cause to open what? Ion channel in post synaptic cell. Opening of the ion channel in the postsynaptic cell allow the ion to move through the cell membrane to the second cell. So here we have a lot of concentration of sodium. This sodium rush into the second cell and new action potential form in the postsynaptic cell. So action potential is the axon terminal. This action potential causes the vesicle that contain neurotransmitter to move toward the presynaptic neuron. Vesicle that contain neurotransmitter fused with the presynaptic membrane. Release neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. Neurotransmitter quickly diffuse throughout the synaptic cleft. Neurotransmitter fuse or bind with the receptor protein on the ion channel of the postsynaptic cell. Binding occur between neurotransmitter and receptor protein causes the opening of the Na channel or ion channel. Opening of the Na channel allow ion to move from the synaptic cleft to the postsynaptic cell. Action potential will form in the postsynaptic cell. This is called communication between neurons. Here we have two options. This ion channel may be positive or negative. If this neurotransmitter, pay attention, listen to me. If this neurotransmitter open negative channel, allow negative to move to the second cell, right? So action potential will terminate. If this neurotransmitter open negative channel, allow negative to move to the second cell, so the second cell become more negative and action potential will terminate and communication not occur between post and pre. If this neurotransmitter open the positive channel, like Na channel, allow Na channel to move from the synaptic cleft into the postsynaptic cell, what will happen? action potential will continue. So we have two possibility in the synaptic lift. Either action potential will terminate or continue. When does action potential continue? When does action potential terminate? We have 5 reasons for terminate the action potential between the pre and post. We have 5 reasons. One of them, if the neurotransmitter is less released from the pre to synaptic lift. The concentration of the neurotransmitter determine the action potential either to continue or terminate. This is the first reason. The second reason, if the neurotransmitter open negative channel, the action potential will terminate. If the neurotransmitter does not open positive channel, the action potential will terminate. If less binding occur between neurotransmitter and positive channel, action potential will terminate. If less positive charge enter to the postsynaptic cell, action potential will terminate. So we have many reasons for terminate action potential. If the neurotransmitter, concentration of the neurotransmitter is less. If the less binding between positive channel and neurotransmitter. If less positive channel, positive ion enter to the post. If more negative channel are open. If more negative ion enter to the second cell. So أما عكس كروة أكثر يا بتشي continue. If more neurotransmitter are released into the synaptic lift. This is the first reason. Second reason, if more binding occur between positive channel and neurotransmitter. If more positive enter to the second cell. If less negative channel are open. If less negative charge enter to the postsynaptic cell. So the action potential will be continued. طب